Veterans Voices on KX News.
She was a three-sport athlete in high school. Then she shifted gears and spent 15 years serving in our nation's military. KX News' Tyler Flipson shows us how Meagan Miller was one of the best shots in her crew and traveled the sea while holding on to that title in tonight's Veterans Voices.
My chief's pinning ceremony, so I did make chief right before I left active duty. And I could have done this for a career. The Navy was easy, it was fun.
Meagan Miller has always been an overachiever. Coming from a ranching family and a three-sport athlete through high school, all she's ever known is hard work. And she wasted no time pulling up her bootstraps and jumping in to serve her country.
I joined like 2 weeks after I turned 17. So I was a late birthday in August, and then I joined right after I turned 17, spent my senior year of high school in the delayed entry program, and then I shipped out for boot camp about 2 weeks after graduation. So in a hurry.
You'd think with a young, spry 17-year-old in such a hurry to join the military, her calling must come from a family of service. But this first-generation veteran had a rather simple reason for her calling.
So my family historically has been ranchers, and so nobody had even seen the ocean. And as a young, dumb teenager, I wanted to get out of North Dakota and get out of that and see the world. At that time, I wanted to be some sort of marine biologist, and so I needed to get to the ocean. And so Navy was the place to go for me.
This landlocked North Dakota girl had the ocean calling her. But her marine biologist dreams at the time ended up looking a whole lot different with what she actually ended up doing.
My job in the Navy was a gunner's mate, and I just kind of fell into that role. Gunner's mates are traditional. It's one of the oldest rates in the Navy, and I just kind of fell into that because I was a really good shooter. I spent a lot of time hunting with my dad when I was younger, and so just kind of fell into that as the best shooter on the boat. So yeah, I got to work with a lot of gun-toting, knuckle-dragging muscle heads, and I just kind of fit right in with all of them.
As Miller stated, she wanted to see the world, and after being stationed upon the USS Higgins, see the world she did.
Started in Bath, Maine, and brought the ship around. On the sail around, we went through the New York Harbor, and so this is us by the Twin Towers. Sailed around to San Diego, and so 2 deployments there. I've been to, the Asian Pacific Sea, the Asian Pacific Islands, Gulf, the Persian Gulf, of course, all up and down the coast of Africa, around Australia.
With all this traveling across the world's oceans, she got the opportunity to achieve some things not many can say they have.
So I got the opportunity to be a golden dragon, a golden shellback. So when you cross this line of longitude right here, the 48th line of longitude, it's a special thing. There's like a little ceremony that goes with it. You get your certificate. It goes in your personnel file. This is a shellback certificate. So I was a golden shellback, which means you go over the equator and the international date line at the same time, and so that's like a shellback is a pretty big deal, but if you're a golden shellback, that's like even a bigger deal.
Now a resource manager at Bismarck State College, Miller says it's in thanks to her 15 years of military experiences that got her to where she is today, which ultimately ties back to that hard-working 17-year-old girl growing up on the ranch.
I always tell people I like to hire military people because we've done a lot harder things for a lot longer, for a lot less money. And really you're just, that work ethic is really driven into you. I feel like I had that kind of going into it with, growing up ranching, and I was a three-sport athlete. Without the military, I wouldn't be sitting in this office right now.
15 years of service to her country, and yet she continues to serve by finding ways to support her fellow vets who are re-entering civilian life.
You're serving a greater purpose, even if you're scrubbing toilets on a ship in the middle of the ocean. Like, there is a bigger purpose in finding that something that's going to fill that hole when they get to civilian life is hard, and that's why I try to recruit more service members. And so when you leave that, a lot of times people struggle finding a job that's going to fill that purposeful piece. And so I spend a lot of time, looking and reaching out for those kinds of people. So
It takes a special kind of person to serve our nation's military, and Miller proves that with her selflessness, continuing to serve her fellow vets. In Bismarck, I'm Tyler Flipson, KX News.
Meagan says the sunrises and sunsets are beautiful at sea, but don't hold a candle to North Dakota's.